Suppose we want to visit each and every node in the linked list to perform some task on the data which is contained in the linked list. So we know that each node consists of a data part and a pointer to the next node. And this visiting each node could be because we want to print the data elements, or it could be performing some other operation as well. So accessing each node of the list to perform some processing on them is referred to as the traversal of a linked list. How can we visit node 1? We can visit node 1 by using the head pointer, because the head pointer contains the address of node 1. How can we visit node 2? We can visit node 2 by using the address which is contained in node 1. So should we update the head pointer and update it with the value of the address of the node 2? If we do so, we will be losing out the address of the first node. So we should never update or change the head pointer variable. We should never change the value of the head pointer variable. What we are going to do is we are going to use another node pointer. Let us call it PTR. So we will initialize the pointer variable PTR with the head value. So 30. So here we have a struct node pointer PTR, and we have initialized this with the value of head. So PTR is also containing 30, and this is also pointing to node N1. Now we have to traverse this whole list and perform some task on the pointer arrow data. That means the data part of each node. So while pointer is not null, we will go within this loop. We will, since PTR is currently 30, we will go on within the loop, process on PTR arrow data. So whatever task was to be performed on this data element, that will be done, and PTR will be updated to PTR arrow next. This is PTR arrow next. So PTR will now be updated to a value 60. Now PTR starts pointing to node 2. Again PTR is not null, so we will go within the loop, process on the data element PTR arrow data. We will process on this and update the PTR value to PTR arrow next. So now PTR becomes 80 and it starts pointing to node 3. Is PTR equal to null? No, it is not equal to null. So again we will go within the loop, process on the data part, and now update the value again. So now PTR will be updated to PTR arrow next. Now it becomes null. Is PTR equal to null? Yes, PTR is equal to null. So we will come out of the loop now. As you can see, we have processed all the nodes of the linked list. This can also be used to count the number of nodes in the linked list. Suppose we have a variable which is called count, and this is initialized to 0. So each time we enter the loop, we can increment this count by 1. So at the end, we will be having the count of the number of nodes in this linked list. What is the complexity of this traversal? Since we are visiting each and every node, the time complexity of this linked list is order of n. Traversing linked list can also be used to find whether a given value is present in the data part of a node or not. That means the traversal can be used for searching also. If that value is present, the algorithm will return the address of the node that contains the value. Again, for traversing, we are going to keep another pointer variable PTR, which we are going to initialize to the value which is contained in the head. The head is containing the value of the address of the first node, which is 150. So this node pointer PTR will also be pointing to the address 150, which is node 1. Suppose we are looking for a value 9. We are looking for a value 9 in this data part of the node of the linked list. So ultimately our algorithm should return the address of that node. That means we should be able to get the address 350 at the end of this algorithm. So we are going to traverse the list. We will say while PTR is not null. That means we are going to visit each and every node till we find the data value. So is PTR equal to null? No, it is not. So we will enter the loop. If value is equal to PTR arrow data, is the value equal to PTR arrow data? So the value is 9 and this is not equal to PTR arrow data. This is the data part of the node. Since this is not equal, we will not execute these statements. We will come to the else part and update the pointer to PTR arrow next. PTR arrow next is 200. This is the next pointer of the node. So PTR will be updated to point to the next node, which is 200. So now PTR is pointing to the second node. Is PTR equal to null? No. So we enter the loop. Is value equal to PTR arrow data? This is PTR arrow data now. Is our value 9 equal to this? No. So these statements will not be executed and we will come to the else part where we are going to update the PTR with the next address of the node. So PTR will be updated with PTR arrow next. So PTR will become 350. Let us again check, is PTR equal to null? No, it is not. So enter the loop again. Is value equal to PTR arrow data? Yes, our value is equal to PTR arrow data. In that case, we will now enter the statements for this part of the program. We will say that position, suppose we have a variable which is called position over here. Position will be equal to PTR. So we have a variable position which is again a node pointer kind of a variable, and we will say that position is equal to PTR. That means we have found the value at address which is currently being pointed to by 350. So we have found the value at address 350. And we will print that the value was found at this position 350 and return. Now there could be a case where we visit all the nodes and we are unable to find the value that we were looking for. Suppose we were looking for a value 20. In that case, we would be visiting all the nodes till the time our PTR becomes null, and still we are not able to find that value. In that case, we will be out of this loop without returning any value of the position, and we will simply say that the value was not found. Since the nodes are being visited and the linked list is being traversed, the time complexity of this search operation would be order of n in the worst case and order of 1 in the best case if it is found at the first node itself.